Hello and welcome everyone, I'm C.S.Gilmore, and this is a project I did for a design class I was taking. The idea of the project was to take an ad and then add our own piece to it to go along with it. In my case, I took the trailer for the movie The Forest. So this is a horror movie, just called The Forest. And as you can see here, this is the image I took from the trailer to base most of my stuff on. And I've included the logos here. Those are the companies that worked on it. Though, if we go down here, we get a bit more into what went into this image and the design for this trailer. As you can see, they used light and dark quite effectively. We have the dark forest and the lighter sky, which helps suggest that the danger is down here in the forest. Here is where the movie's gonna really take place. This is where the danger is, where the character's gonna have to go and face off against something. The design also is really telling and setting up for the atmosphere. They use real footage. It's not CGI'd, and it's not like hand drawn or something. This is actual footage, and that creates a sense of realism. It places the movie in reality, and that makes the danger more real, that makes the characters more real, just the whole setting. And we kind of hit on this with the lighting, but we have the dark colors as well. They're very earthy, they're very natural, and yeah, they're darker, which with the setting suggests that, claustrophobic stuff could sneak up on you. You may not see it coming because it's not easy to see. It also leaves room for contrast in the movie for them to use to create a more atmospheric setting. Like, if they want to highlight something, they just need to put it in a lighter color and it'll stick out and draw your attention to it. Now, I took a second image from the trailer as well. This is another thing they worked into the trailer at various points was text. It was always on these lighter backgrounds with more cloud cover and mist. A very gray, black and white setting. And so I didn't want to base the whole ad on that because it wouldn't have had much there. Lots of just a bit of text and lots of gray. And this does serve a purpose though. The muted coloration suggests more of a horror feel. Something's not right. It's too wrong. Something's out of sync with how it would be in reality. And once again, the forest is the darkest part of the image, and the text helps set a setting, as well as to add to the trailer in general. Later in other parts of the trailer, it mentions to stay on the path, and whatever you do, stay on the path. And that plays into the movie itself. It makes you think, what's so important about staying on the path? Now, here's the piece I did to add to it. I kind of took elements from both imageries and mashed them together. We have the forest setting, and it's also very photographic. Well, it is a photograph. So it fits with the video footage they had. We also have the earthy coloration, the darker forest, though it may be a bit lighter in some ways, particularly due to my image itself being a bit lighter. Perhaps I could have added to this by throwing a filter over it, but I wanted stuff to be visible. And I've included the logos, though normally I wouldn't have. I just did that to kind of fit better with the project. And we've also got the text in the mist itself. My mist effect didn't turn out quite as well as I was hoping. And if I had more time to put into this, I'd probably take off this lower half of the cloudy portion and just move the text and everything down. So it would take up less of the image. You'd have more focus on the image itself. And it does vary a little bit because the Mount Fuji text was centered, but that wouldn't have worked because I don't want the whole image to be that gray coloration. And so I had to make adjustments just to blend the elements. As for the typography, they used what looked to be a modern font to me. I think they used some sort of special font though, because it looks like there's a chunk missing from the M and the N here, and maybe a couple other letters here and there. So yeah, the H has kind of got a weird chunk out of it there. And I don't know what font that was, so I just did what I could to copy that as well as I could, size and coloration and shape and all that. And well, I think that's it, really. We've covered all the bases. The design's pretty well laid out in a similar fashion, aside from the fact that I meshed both of the images together, and in the trailer they were always separate. But they could do that with the trailer. I couldn't really do that with the slide so effectively. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions, please leave them in a comment below. And thank you so much for watching this video presentation. Bye, everyone.